Good afternoon, Kuala Lumpur. It's very overwhelming being up here today, so I'd like to thank all of you for coming. So ever since I can remember, and I was a little girl, I've always touched myself in weird places and uttered socially awkward phrases and crude and obscene words. And my body, I cannot control what my body does. I swear I touch myself in places I shouldn't, and I jerk repetitively. Once at a best friend's wedding, while they were exchanging their vows under the sunset, and it was all romantic, there I was in the crowd, belting out, "Said I loved you, but I lied." And I just wanted for the earth to open and swallow me up. And so, my name is Anne, and such are the challenges of living life with Tourette syndrome, or TS for short. I would like to welcome you to the world of TS, where coprolalia, copropaxia, and paraplegia are tongue twisters and often unheard of jargon. Coprolalia is a condition whereby one utters socially unacceptable and often swear words. So imagine me, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Terminator, swearing in 10 different languages like a machine gun in the boardroom, which I often do. Paraplegia, where one radios or echoes words or sounds that they have heard. So my friends always if they don't like someone, they'll ask me to say something like, "Stupid, stupid, stupid," and I'll do that. So it's quite nice to play me as a puppet. And also copropaxia, where I'm an artist performing forbidden gestures. So often, but not in the office, I'm like a Michael Jackson going, "Ow!" So that is me. This world we share is populated by 7 billion people, out of which a music composer, a professional goalkeeper, a professional football player, an American Idol, airline mogul and comedian are among the people living with Tourette syndrome or have lived with Tourette syndrome. From Mozart, the musical genius, to Howard Hughes, the aviation mogul, to Dan Aykroyd, David Beckham, and Tim Howard, to name a few. So, Tourette syndrome, quantum physics, affects 5 out of every 10,000, whereby it is more prevalent, 3 times more prevalent in males than in females. And there's this one boy in the United States by the name of Leighton Thomason, which aptly describes Tourette syndrome. Imagine an itch that would not go away, one so insistent and irritating, you cannot suppress the urge to scratch it, like a mozzie bite in your head. Now imagine that itch inside your head. I cannot scratch it by hand. So, quantum physics, go. There you go. Another time. I have to put Fabian to shame. Go. Okay, go, quantum physics. Okay, there you go. Tourette syndrome is involuntary, where one has complex to severe motor and vocal tics. As I explained previously, it's involuntary, totally involuntary, even when your friends ask you to call people stupid in the public. It's genetic, it is complex and lifelong, where our intelligence is not compromised. I am not incapacitated anyway mentally or physically. Swearing is rare but can happen, as in my case, and tics vary like the seasons change. So metaphorically speaking, like for myself, it is like how fashion transcends time. So my friends all have a pot going to which part of my body I would hit next, or which word of the season I will sing. Like especially songs I hear on the radio, it irritates the hell out of them. It is often associated by the alphabet party of OCD, ADD, ADHD, and depression. There is currently no cure for Tourette syndrome, but there is definitely hope. Quantum physics. So I would like to explain to you about my colorful life. So I was diagnosed at the age of 9 when I was saying words like dog, dog, dog in class while doing my math. So my teacher was wondering what's wrong with me. By the time I was a teenager, I was a fat, thirsty, and sleepy teenager, as the drugs just knocked me out completely. And it really made me fat, no matter what diet I went on. So one of the side effects is muscle stiffness, and I could not even hold a pen, let alone write or concentrate in class because of ADD. But education is paramount in my family, and it's held to the utmost importance. And I know why now. So I studied the hardest I possibly could, and got to where I am today. Yeah. So everywhere I go, I'm always subject to public scrutiny, and I'm always the item of much curiosity, be it in a shopping mall, in the airplane, in the airport, you name it. Whatever place I've been, I've managed to scare people away. I was denied boarding a plane once. I was treated no less than a terrorist. When I go to the bank, the woman thinks I'm crazy for opening a bank account. Does she even have money, this crazy girl? So I urge all of you today, anywhere you work, public or private institutions, if you see someone like myself come in someday to your place, just know that we just want to get about our daily tasks and just get a move on with life. My passion for education and to stay strong was fueled by my anger and intolerance towards how society judged. And so they simply thought that I was incapable of doing anything right. Living in Australia was easier, as the West generally is a more acceptable society towards people, the deaf, the blind, and the specially able. But coming back to Asia, I did not conform to any of these norms. I was not a demure girl. I swore all the time. Who want to hire me? So one fine day, this kind person from the fashion retailing industry hired me. And there I began my journey in the fashion industry against all odds. This girl in the fashion industry, come on. And throughout my career, there's one thing that I'll always remember that someone told me once. And you are handicapped, so because you're handicapped, you have to work thrice as hard as other people to succeed. I'm like, what? Eventually, I landed my dream job, my so-called dream job at a luxury branding retailer. And I was eventually dismissed because I did not fit into their luxury brand portfolio. It was a real setback to me, but nonetheless, good or bad, experiences always give a person more perspective and fortify a person to go further in life despite the challenges. I discovered the world of e-commerce early on when startups were all the rage. And so e-commerce is generally a very accepting industry as everybody is young and driven, and the only thing people have in common, they don't care if you swear, they swear a lot. But that's beside the point. The only thing we all have in common is hunger and drive to get to where we want to go, point B. And so e-commerce has bridged the gaps, and it does not discriminate against creed or kind. And I believe that in the digital world can actually carve a difference for the differently able by bridging the gaps between employer and employee. So that brings me to my next point, my cause and real purpose of why I am standing here today. To open the door for the many possibilities of what e-commerce can do for differently abled and specially abled people like myself. Conscious marketing and the socially conscious business. So basically what I'm trying to create is to raise awareness to business owners, employers, employees, everybody out there for that matter, to work together to bring the values of a socially conscious business to life. Corporate karma is one where a business gives back to its many stakeholders, all its stakeholders, by adding value to society. And in return, what do they get? Ka-ching, profit. So it is a total win-win situation. The employee benefits, the employer profits. Job creation is very important for the differently able, because I am actually very lucky that people actually believed in me and took chances. So I urge all SMEs, multinationals, whatever, small or big corporations, that all you need to do is not is not to spend billions of dollars on marketing and like buy a billboard. All you need is an open mind. And with that, you start by giving people chances. When you take chances and believe in someone, you change their destiny forever. Opportunities based on intellect and capability and not bound to menial blue-collar jobs is what I'm trying to pursue today, which brings me to my next point. Building a socially conscious business ecosystem. So these are my aspirations for the future, which I will pursue and I am in the process of pursuing. Establishing a digital job bank and a one-stop resource center that provides career advancement and advice for the differently able and specially able, through bridging the gaps between employer and employee. So this is not only for employees, but it's to urge all employers to actually hop on this program and create opportunities. Like, for example, I'm sure most of you here have heard of Mohammed Yunus, who started a Grameen Bank, a seed funding in Bangladesh, who actually carved many opportunities and provided and alleviated poverty in third world countries by partnering up with people like Danone to create seed funding projects that provided businesses efficient production lines while providing people jobs. This is what the digital world can offer for the differently abled as well. The next thing that I will do is to work with various organizations to spearhead e-commerce startup programs and crowdsourcing activities. Crowdsourcing is something where the more the merrier. So if you hop onto the bandwagon today, we all can make a difference together. Because I'm sure you're either employers or employees or someone that can influence someone's decision or rather. And also training and development programs and workshops for both employers and the differently able human capital, because employers also need to find ways to adapt their job creation for the differently and especially able, such as providing them the facilities or resources needed, and also perhaps tailor-make their programs and workshops for them. So this all needs to be trained. Big businesses, I urge you all today to do so. My long-term goals are something which will come true someday for me, and the differently able human capital can eradicate ignorance by constantly improving themselves financially and intellectually. And job creation should be based on merit and performance, and not because I have the shortest skirt at my interview. So, so thank you all for the support that you share with me today. I hope that you all continue to help me battle the fight against discrimination and also raise awareness about Tourette syndrome. We're not crazy people. We are just very different, and you can play us like a radio. And that's why I brought together with me today the teal ribbon. The teal ribbon is the ribbon of choice for Tourette syndrome, and I hope you all wear it proud today and go home and tell your mom, your cat, your dog, all about Tourette syndrome. So I'll see you at my next workshop. Thank you very much. Thank you.